Hey everyone, it's Amador, and I have a design team project for Gina's Designs. Now, Gina's Designs sells laser cut chipboard, and of course I will leave a link to the store in the description and the blog because they also post our projects on the blog. Now, I have my sign, my steampunk sign, because this project is actually a steampunk project, and I used the Graphic 45 Steampunk Debutante collection. So let me move this out of the way, and I will show you guys what I made. I made a steampunk butterfly display. I have no idea. I don't have any idea what these things are called. I want it to look like one of the ones that they have in like those, you know, those libraries or those historic societies or whatever, where they have like the little butterflies pinned to the board and it's in a display case. It's like a shadow box or whatever. We looked it up. I have no idea. So, but this one is a steampunk one. Let me show you what I use. And this is a very dimensional. This is a 7x7 dimensional box, and this comes from Gina's Designs. It is the 7x7 Paris themed. You get the Eiffel Tower and other things, but that's what I wanted to use it for this. Now, I went ahead and cut up the paper. I used some of the paper here on the border, but I used the rose and gear paper in the background. And then I cut out several roses to make several layers. And since this thing is about 1 inch thick, I have several layers on foam. And these are the clock hands with the gears that came out. And some of these are just cut out in pieces, and I just placed them in different locations. But as you can see, it's super layered. Tons and tons of layer. And I use thick, 1/4 inch thick brown foam. So I used the brown so you couldn't see it underneath in there, because I painted the box and everything black first. So let me show you now. This is the steampunk butterflies. And butterfly of gears, excuse me, that's the actual title of it. And I went ahead and then I painted it black, and then I touched it up with, I was going to use my my Robin buff for the patina, but I used the silver one, and then I used some more black paint, and I tried a texture, as you can see right there. But since my patina was dry and didn't work, I had to use some turquoise paint along with some black paint, and I just did some little touches here and there. And this is just one of those Ranger pins, these stick pins with the crystal on top. Instead of a pearl, I wanted to use a crystal. I felt like the pearl would take away from the actual butterfly. So yeah, so here's a little close-up, as you can see. And I was going to texture with texture paste, but I just went ahead and took a brush and I just dabbed it in paint, and then I didn't smooth or do any brush strokes. I just kind of dabbed it onto it, so it left like little peaks of paint, little spots and blotches of paint. But there it is, and all of the, and this thing was actually like painted and distressed about 5 or 6 times, because I didn't like it, then I liked it, then I'm like, I overdid it, then I did it again. But on these other gears, I just did black paint and the silver Robin buff. And see, and they are intertwined between the flowers, the roses, and the gears, and they're just all over the place. Like, see. Super dimensional. I absolutely love it. Now this is actually a keyhole. This came from the keys and keyholes, the back part of it, and this came from the faux metal number plates. And once again, I just went ahead and took the black paint and I rubbed it on there first, and then I rubbed it off, and then I went ahead and used silver Robin buff and a little bit of that patina paint that I did. And these are just little brads that I went ahead and put in there to give it, because I wanted to look like it was labeled, and technically this is the first one I made, so I put 1. And this actually comes from 1 to numbered from 1 to 10. But look how it looks. I absolutely love the way it came out. Very detailed, a little rustic. I was gonna make the box very rustic, but I felt that it would take away from the actual gears and the actual butterfly that I wanted to draw more attention to. So yeah, so that is, and this is actually, I'm super excited. This is actually a project for my craft room. I have a lot of shabby chic, a lot of girly, very frilly pink stuff, and the only steampunk thing that I really truly have are the steampunk gifts that I've received, and my sign. So, and it coordinates super well. Obviously, it's the same paper collection, but it coordinates with my sign. If anything, I might actually later on, if I'm in the mood, redo this box and put my YouTube name across the top, like put another plaque and then my YouTube name. But for now, it is my butterfly display, and I absolutely freaking love it. Love it, love it, love it. And I just totally love the layering. And just, you know, I kept all the gears. The gears I painted all black, and then I just distressed with a little bit of rub and buff. And I kept them that way so they all look uniform and you can see them throughout the whole thing. Because I was afraid if I put a little bit of bronze paint on it to look more bronze, it would get lost in the paper because all of the tans and browns and the darker tones of the papers that it has. And this way it totally shows up. So yeah, absolutely love it. But that is my project, you guys. Let me know what you guys think. Go ahead and visit Gina's shop at Gina's Designs. And, of course, I will leave a link in the description to the store. So, thank you guys. Let me know what you guys think. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, everyone.